Sukuna loved Gojo. It is officially canon. And no, I'm not talking about in a romantic sense. He loved him for the greatest battle he's ever had in his life. So in the Gojo booklet, there was a section where it says people related to Gojo Satoru. And what they showed wasn't just blood relations, but people who had close relationships with Gojo. And in there was a comment from Sukuna that says Gojo is, quote, magnificent. But this was the specific Japanese word that they use, which is an idiom that means you cleared my skies, which was also confirmed to be an accurate translation by lightning themselves. It demonstrates Sukuna's poetic repertoire once again and his genuine admiration for Gojo, which really just solidifies that this was the best battle in the entire series and had so much more depth than people actually thought. It was so much more than just the two strongest people in the entire series going at it. It was about two people who felt genuine loneliness because of their overwhelming strength. And most people think that this was just for Gojo, but no, this was for Sukuna too. Though Sukuna is in heavy denial about this, we see this right after Gojo loses. After he defeats Higuruma and Yuji is standing in front of him, he's actually staring off into the distance, distracted. And he realizes it's because he's disappointed, because he realized that Higuruma had potential on par with him and Gojo. And he wanted, again, another good fight with another strong opponent like Gojo, but Higuruma lost way too easily and in the end was a disappointment to him. And if you go back and read the battle between Sukuna and Gojo, in the beginning, Sukuna is doing his trademark insults like he always does. Talking very condescendingly, saying that Gojo is just a nameless fish or that he was never actually the strongest. But in the same vein, was simply giving the energy back that Gojo was giving him. And towards the end of the battle, not only was he no longer insulting Gojo, but he was actually smiling and having fun. You could see this. Even wholeheartedly admitting that Gojo could have won if he actually landed a direct hollow purple. And even when Gojo would insult him back, saying he looked like a lost child between Mahoraga and Agito, he would simply smile. This battle gave both of them what they were looking for, even if Sukuna is in denial about it. You can even see this further whenever Yuta shows up inside of Gojo's body and is the most excited that Sukuna has looked since Gojo lost. And while yes, he does praise Yuta for stepping into that boundary, it was still Gojo's body that was being used. So I think this is insanely poetic. This is a great way to solidify the fact that Sukuna is indeed just as much in admiration of Gojo as Gojo is in admiration of him. Which is a big deal considering he's not only the strongest sorcerer in history now and has solidified that, but also that he is literally Sukuna, the king of curses. And hopefully this will actually satisfy everyone who is saying that Gojo was just glazing Sukuna whenever he lost, because now people realize this goes both ways. And before anyone gets angry and saying that this is a writing issue from Akutami because this happened, quote, off screen, it didn't, because again, I brought up multiple examples within the manga that showed that Sukuna really did admire Gojo. It's just that the booklet really kind of basically said it out loud for people who couldn't read between the texts in the first place. But like usual, just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think.